not big. Like I said, even if it's one person that watches, can I set the live stream?
It says we're live right now.
Yeah. If it changes one person's life, and that's all it took, it changed my life.
Yeah.
So
It says we're live, but I don't see it.
I'm looking right now.
I don't even know where to look, so I'm just gonna trust you guys.
Got it up. This is our mantra.
I think we're coming now. Yeah. It's our standard.
Our standard is, when do we go live?
I think I have to push a button here. So
Your standard is, I think we're live. I
I think
think
we're live.
we did.
I hear ourselves somewhere.
somebody's got Facebook going.
It's Paul.
Somebody's got Facebook going.
I don't know. It's not on.
It's changed. The thing's changed. Yeah, it says live. We're live.
But I don't see us here. Does anybody see us? I hear us recording.
Oh yeah, we're live.
But what is that feedback? Does anybody see us? Maybe we should stop it.
This is a new format. It says we're live on Facebook. And the feedback, I had Facebook open, so it was
Oh, is
rolling.
that why?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it says we're live, so we're gonna go live. Man, if Facebook is listening, you guys got to make this easier for us.
So you want me to start, Paul?
Yeah,
I just
go ahead,
wanted to
go
introduce you and talk about a little bit of our success together or fun together.
Sure.
Paul and I met about 5 years ago, I think, as many of you know, and we developed a business relationship and have been working together not only on business but on our personal lives and our professional lives through positive thinking and association with like-minded people. And I know Paul and his wife have been a great couple that my wife and I have become really good friends with, and they've really helped us steer our lives and change the direction that we've gone in our lives. And I can't thank him enough. So with that, I just hand the conversation over to Paul.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. And excited to be doing this again. You know, this is definitely, if you're first time watching this, these talks are really off the cuff. There's not much preparation, more just speaking from the heart. And this was really Tom's idea. For years, he wanted to, sort of interview local entrepreneurs, and it became more of a entrepreneurs all around the globe. And, we've had some amazing people on this platform already speaking and sharing, and then the feedback that comes from it. Today, I'm really excited to introduce this gentleman. He's become a really good friend of mine over the past years, and I've learned a lot from him. And, we've been able to hang out and really get to know each other. We have a lot of things in common, actually, as we got to know each other. But he's got me beat. He's got 6 kids. I only got 5. So he's got a lot more, one child at a time. When you get to about 5, it starts getting crazy. 6. Man, it's just out of control. But Dave is definitely an incredible person. If you've read his bio, it is amazing the stuff that this gentleman has done. But throughout his history of success, he has helped a lot of people along the way. A lot of people that I've met that I say, oh yeah, Dave's a friend of mine. Man, they always have something incredible to say about him, how he impacted them, how he helped them. Really, he's done so much. If you look at, as a leader, he has led organizations of hundreds of thousands. He has shared the stage with some of the biggest speakers. He's been in business with some of the top professionals, people like John Maxwell, like Dale Carnegie, like Dexter Yager. Some of the names and people that this gentleman has worked with or shared the stage with are icons. And, Dave is Super Dave is this guy's name, Dave. I practiced with him pronouncing his last name. Let's see. Help me, Dave.
You were so close. It's Ogunike.
Ogunike. That's right. Ogunike. Yes, that's right. But his first name is Super. His last name is Dave, is what he said. And I love that. But guys, I am super excited to have him here with us. Dave, thank you so much I know you're a busy guy, and I thank you so much for taking the time out and jumping on with us here today. So Really, I'd love for you to start off just talking a little bit about, where you a little bit of your story you already told, I know, from us getting to know each other, but what sort of created this platform for you to become who you are today?
Well, all right. Well, first of all, thanks guys for having me here. What created the platform for me to be here?
Like, what inspired you to become Super Dave?
Oh my God. Well, we're gonna have to go way back. Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, there's a story as to how I got the name Super Dave, but then there's also what's pushed me to do all this. Okay, so are you ready for this? This will be about 3 long, okay? So let me try to give you a condensed version. So basically, I was born in Ottawa in Canada. I moved to Nigeria when I was 3 with my parents and siblings. And then when I was 14, so I spent 11 years down there. 14, I came back here. Now, just so you understand, my mom's French Canadian, my dad's Nigerian. So I spoke only French till I was 3. When I moved to Nigeria, I learned my English. So my accent, everything came from learning broken English. So it was broken French, broken English, then some kind of English, what they speak down there. And then when I came back here, I was 14. So I spent most of my formative years in Nigeria. So when I came back here, I started in grade 9 when we came back to Canada. So what happened is, because of my English accent from Nigeria, no one could understand what I was saying. Like, blah, 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 blah. That's what they heard. And excuse me. So I'll answer questions in grade school. So I started grade 9, and the teacher would be like, say that again. And then the person beside me will say exactly what I said, but of course in their proper English accent. And yeah, that's correct. And I'm like, but that's what I was trying to say. Anyways, so because of that, I had one friend through high school, all right? And I just remember, like, I wouldn't talk to anyone because I was so self-conscious of my accent, of how I sounded. So I'll just keep everything to myself, wouldn't say anything to anyone, hung out with this one friend who was an Oriental guy, who would play table tennis during lunch breaks, whatever cases. And I remember this girl in grade 10, right behind me. She's talking about how her parents gave her a credit card for her to go buy a TV and a VCR, and they could watch Alf. Again, that's telling you how old I am. Okay, so a TV show called Alf. And I went, oh my God, how rich must these people be to have give their daughter a credit card to go buy this thing? And I remember this was like calculus class where I heard this, I just overheard her talking to a friend there. I go, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes so I can have my own TV. See, because when we moved here to Canada, back from Nigeria, we were actually on welfare. You know, we had a black and white TV that was given to us, sleeping on a thrown away mattress. I go to Salvation Army to get boots and all that kind of stuff. So we didn't have anything. And I would ride to school in winter, and all these kids are driving to school, talking about credit cards, whatever it is. So to answer your question, what drove me, it was that one decision where I said, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to be able to get that TV. I wanted my own color TV that I bought myself. So I started penny saver routes. I started getting jobs, doing Ottawa Citizen, like just doing whatever I could to make money. And that, through a whole bunch of stuff, led, you know, my dad was still living in Nigeria at that time. He would come and visit in the summertime in Canada. He'd be going through the penny saver ads. Oh, make money from home, blah, 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 blah. And he'll be signing up in different things, which I now know are network marketing opportunities. And go, okay, I found a way for you to make some money. Go to this meeting and learn what it is you have to do. And that's just kind of what brought me to the whole entrepreneurial stuff. I saw people draw circles on the thing, like, oh, you can make this much money every month. I'm like, oh, I can buy my TV, like, you know. And so that just kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. And then we can dive more into all that. But that's really what started this hunger, this drive to do things. And like I said, I know we don't have 3 hours, but there's so many things that happen in life that allowed me to go back and figure out what pushed me, because that was a question before, because I've bought so many different TVs and whatever it is. And the question now became is, why am I still buying TVs? So but anyway, we'll go into that.
No, it's interesting that oftentimes people that have success come from a background of poverty or struggle, like living on the streets or whatever, and something triggers in them like that just says, you know what, I don't want to live like this, or I want this, or and it drives them. And it sounds like from, and again, I guess coming out of high school, some kids excel and become very successful, some kids don't. So obviously in grade 10, your career to success started by one little conversation that you overheard, which is that just amazes me. And then from all of that, where did it take you in your career to where you are today? Like what decisions did you make, do you feel, that were the right decisions that helped you carry that drive into today's success?
So again, like I said, it's a hunger of wanting more, like you said, not having anything and wanting everything out there. How do you get it? So when I started attending these different network marketing opportunities, and these people in front of the room are all talking about all the money you can make, forget your job, this, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Because I couldn't see, remember when you're in high school, just so you guys know, I was taking my mom's car to drive to these meetings. Because again, I was just 16 plus, and it just, I'm like, what other way can I make $10,000 a month? Like I just couldn't see delivering papers, working like McDonald's or something. I mean, there's no way I could do that. And maybe this is a route. So I would just keep going to these different events, whatever. So just implant in my head, I need to find these opportunities to make this kind of money. Now, sure enough, I spend money, try talking to people, all that kind of stuff. I didn't make anything.
You blindly followed Jerry Robert.
No,
and because
he was after. He was way after.
Okay.
Oh, really? What turned the corner was a guy I met, and then he said, listen, you know what you need to do? You need to sell products, not just one product, a whole bunch of products. And that's when I actually got introduced to a company called Amway. I don't know if you guys heard about it or not, but a bunch of people have. And with that company, what this guy did, he gave me audio cassettes and books. And he said, you need to listen to this stuff, because basically whatever I have in here has given me what I have right now in life. And if I want more in life, I need to grow what I have in here. I had to learn, I had to become better. I had to be able to lead people. Remember I told you I had one friend in high school. So I didn't know how to reach out to people and all that kind of stuff. So that's really what started everything, was books, tapes. I would listen to tapes in the car. I would read in books. I stopped watching TV, all that kind of stuff. I started to grow myself internally first. And I was with that company for about maybe 4 years or so. And I went to like seminars, meetings. I would drive Ottawa to Toronto, right back to Ottawa, get ready for work. I did everything that company, the leadership there was teaching what to do. And for me, that was the best life training I ever had. That's what really laid the foundation for who I am today. Because every opportunity after that, and again, like I'm talking about network marketing opportunity that I've joined, I always remembered, I want to be a diamond. I'm going to be a diamond. I want to be a diamond. And I would always play those tapes for that. So then moving now to Jerry Roberts. Jerry is the guy, I have a book here somewhere here. Basically, I should have one. Anyways, he's a guy speaking to Ottawa. A friend of mine said, I got a ticket for a millionaire. So again, you gotta remember this. And again, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you guys, but also anyone else who's listening, is that whatever you start to focus on, you tend to attract. Yeah. And that's because you're focused on that. So if I say look for a yellow beetle, all of a sudden when you start driving today, you'll start seeing yellow beetles all over the place, right? So for me, I'm always in my head, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be a millionaire, because that's all I've been listening to, reading, attending, watching people on stage. Millionaire. So if you want me to show up somewhere, just say, Dave, look, this millionaire is going to be here, or there's a millionaire on TV. Okay, because that's what I was focused on. All right. And so they said, this guy's a millionaire is going to be speaking. You want to listen? I'm like, yes. So I went to his event, and the guy, again, mindset. And at the end, he says, listen, you know what? You want to work with me? Fill out this form. And I needed $250. I just went up to the room. I filled out the form. I didn't have $250. I took my mom's credit card, filled it in there. Says, welcome, here on board with me. Give me a couple of video cassettes. As I study it, I'll be here next month, and we'll go from there. I said, sure, let's do it. And I took action. And because of the action I took, within the first 8 weeks, I hit the top rank in that company for all of Canada. Again, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was just doing what he told me to do because he had what I wanted. And that's one thing I always tell people. If you want something in life, what you have to do is go find someone that has what you want, and then they'll tell you what to do. Just do it. Right now, we have the power of YouTube. If you want to learn how to build a table, go find someone who's actually building the table you want. Follow the steps, and you'll end up having that table. Right? If you want to be a mechanic, whatever the case is.
So so that doesn't apply just to direct sales. That applies to anything in life.
Anything in life.
It's all attitude.
Yeah.
It's all attitude, and also knowing what you want. So don't talk again. We talk about this in business. Like, you go talk to your broke aunt or uncle about if you should do this business. But why? There's no point. Go talk to someone who is in business and ask them their opinion. It doesn't have to be about the actual same business, but same thing. If I want to, again, I'm using the table situation. If I want to build a table, I'm not going to go watch a video on a plumber, right? I go look at a plumber when I want to deal the plumber stuff, right? So all that kind of stuff. So it's all about what you're looking for in life. So in Jerry's case, just to quickly wrap this part up, because of the ranks I hit so fast, they invited me to Toronto, and they're trying to bring me up on stage because of the records I hit. And they couldn't pronounce my last name, just like how Paul was having an issue just now. And they said, look, what this guy did was super, come on up, Super Dave. That was it. I was like, oh, I like that. So I came on there. And the thing is, remember, I'm in Ottawa, okay? I was brought to Toronto. And in Toronto, it's a lot more multicultural, I should say. And I was the first non-white person on the stage there. And so when I was done talking, when I came down, there's a whole lineup of people going, hey, man, you made us proud. Can you sign our name, whatever it is? And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just spoke to people. Like Jerry told me, just talk to people. I was just talking to people. And so I said, you know what? I got to brand myself. So, you know what? On my next business card, because I was signing business cards to people. Like they just wanted my signature. I said, you know what? My business card, I'm going to put on there Super Dave. Because one of the things Jerry talks about is that whatever you say about yourself is what you're going to end up doing. Okay. So if anything I want to do, it's got to be awesome or super. I'm going to call myself Super Dave. And so from then onwards, the business card always had Super Dave on there. And no one even knows my last name anymore. And it's always going with that. Even say in my book, the reason my book is named what it is, again, is because I need to come up with $1 million ideas. I got to be the millionaire genius. So that's just how Super Dave came across.
You said something earlier on in your talk, and Tom even talked about it, where, as a child, and everybody, whether it's, your book, right, even in here, their story, but every single book, when you go through someone's testimony, right, Tom, you said some are on the street, some are this, some are that. Everyone has a story. And I mean, number one, that's gold, right? If you can grab a hold of those stories of someone who's become something, right, you go right back to the beginning. And typically it's always the same thing. Someone intervened. Whether, for me, the guy that intervened, it would have been Devin Powers, right? Many, many years ago, someone came into my house and showed me an opportunity similar to your start, right? And I sat there and said, I'm an idiot. I can't do what you're doing, and I'm not looking for it. Get out of my house, pretty much. And he said, don't say that. If you want something, you can have success. And that guy's no longer in my life, but that small seed that was planted. And then for years later, he kept giving me books and CDs. And I'm thankful for what he did. I mean, it led me to where I am today. I have some of the best mentors on the planet today because of that chain of event. But if I didn't read and I didn't listen, it was me that had to do something, but someone came into my life and intervened. Same thing with you, right? You had a dream, and someone came into your life and intervened, and you went down that path. Today, I got up, I did my workout, I listened to some music, pumped myself up. Then I started listening to my audios, and I've probably listened to 2 audios already. I was actually driving right by your house, Dave, on my bike, right? Because we live in the same neighborhood, and listening to audios. And the more I listen, doesn't matter how things are going, the more I listen to good information, it's going to get better. It always gets better. And sometimes people get in a slump and they stop plugging into everything that you're talking about and they fail because you can't stand still. You can either go forward or backwards. And getting to know you over the past years, you're always moving forward. Your mind's always working on the next best thing and what can I do? How can I create residual? Because I mean, that's how we really create success, is to find a way, and sometimes you got to start at the bottom to build yourself up to create residual. But really, I guess through your history, everything that you've done, right? Tom, you said before we started the call, I really think we should focus on success. Because Dave, you've had a lot of success through your life in many different things, and you've helped a lot of other people have success. Maybe you could focus a little bit on what you did specifically to create the success that you've created and helped other people.
Okay, so in my specific case right now, and just not everything we try to do works out, but the thing is that you need. I don't even know who said it. But the bottom line is that if you don't even start, you're never gonna know what's going to be successful, right? So you need to just start trying different things out, right? So in my case, what really turned for me? Okay, so yes, I met Jerry, I did whatever it is, I hit the ranks, whatever the case is. But again, just like normal network marketing type stuff, I was spending this much on tools and tapes and whatever it is, and making this much money. So I was still in the minus every month. Where everything changed for me was I always had this dream, you guys know this, of making $10,000 a month. It's always been my dream. And I finally got involved with another opportunity. And at the same time, I signed up to become a realtor. Okay, this was right here in Toronto. And I sat there with this thick book that I had to go through to be a realtor. And I'm like, are you telling me I can't make $1,000 a month if I just focus on the opportunity? Because see, in every opportunity I've ever joined in, I always have a lot of realtors who join me and they don't like, they're doing what they're doing, but they don't like doing it because they're stuck there. Realtor, you have to work whenever the client calls you. And when in the evening time is when you're supposed to be free, but that's when your clients are free because they work during the day. So they just have a hectic life. They don't want to do that, but they're doing it. And I'm like, why do I want to do that if everyone's trying to get out of that? So I'm like, I put the book, I paid the course, everything, put it all back in the bag. I remember I was at Starbucks in Toronto. And I said, forget this. I actually said something else there. I just said, forget this. And I said, you know what? I always had this dream of making $10,000 a month, but I've never done it. Never done it in my job, never done it in any networking opportunity, whatever the case is. I'm going to focus to make $1,000 a month. I'm going to break that down. It's going to be $250 a week. And break it down to $50 a day. The people, I may be on a team, may not be on a team. I can't control what anyone else is going to do. I can only control what I'm going to do. And I'm going to, every day, even if I work 10 hours a day to make $50 for that day, I know that if I do that 5 days a week, I make $250. That'll be my $1,000. That's it. At this time, I think I was getting a basement apartment somewhere here. So that's all I needed. And that, Paul, that is actually what changed. When I focused on just me making that $50, I just started going to work, talking to people. I just, get that man, whatever the case is, and just doing that. And before you knew it, my very first month with this new opportunity, I remember I made $2,200 something, and US. And I actually went, I put in the bank put on hold for 30 days because it was a US check going to Canadian account. They've never seen money in my account. I went to my brother. I said, listen, you know what? I just need your credit card for 1 month to put gas in my car and whatever it is. I have money. The money's here. It's just going to take 30 days for it to clear. And from that excitement, I got it. Like it was done. I had money in my account. I was profitable on top of that. And I just dug faster. And because I did that, everyone I introduced, I go, what's your goal? Oh, I want to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I said, that's great. Do you do that in your job right now? No. Awesome. So let's focus on $1,000 and let's break that down. $50 a day. This is what you need to do. If you make one sale of this, you make X amount, stuff like that. And so that's really how that started. And with that opportunity, I remember I broke 100,000 in the first 6 months and did over $1 million in 26 months with that opportunity. But it started from when I just decided to stop dreaming.
Yeah.
And then focusing, and also not just me, but even the people I brought on board. Yeah, everyone has these, oh, I want to make $10,000 a month dreams. They're working at their job, maybe making $3,000 a month, and they're working 40, 50 hours a week, and they expect to join an opportunity, work 2 hours a month, and make $10,000. Like, come, it doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
So I had to like make everyone that I brought in. I go, if you want to work, I will show up. This is what I've done, but this is what you need to do as well. And that's really what changed. And from that, I think I helped over 70 people make over $10,000 a month. But we all started at that very small level.
That's
so that's
huge point. Huge point. And I mean, even regardless to what you're doing, right? Whether it's for me right now, I know we're always setting goals to move to the next level, because I don't want to stand still. And
right.
Sometimes we set goals that are obtainable, and sometimes we dream. And it's okay to dream, but if you don't have a plan, you're never going to get the dream. And that is a huge point. Even if you own a pizza place, right? You own a pizza place and you're like, man, I want to make $1 million a year with my pizza place. Okay, well, what are you making now? And how can you make this much more a month? And just focus on those small steps. Because if you do, I mean, it takes steps to get to where you want to go. Some people just want to fly there, and that just won't happen, right? So great point.
So to add to that, I think from my perspective, and I learned this, is that I didn't start something because I wasn't ready. I didn't have everything in place. Every single piece had to be perfect, and then I could start. But I know now that it's not necessarily going to be perfect, but if you don't start, it will never be perfect before you start. So just do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Nike, just do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it start starting and quit quitting?
Right.
I think that's a quote, right?
And persevere. Don't quit. Persevere, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So just to shift gears a little bit, Dave, now that you've had some success written a book, you've talked on stage, what do you do to motivate yourself now? What kind of goals are you setting now? Are they monetary still? Or are you doing other things?
And this is going to be horrible. I think start having kids.
Too much time on your hands.
That's actually what happened, because I had all this success. So I'm like, you know what? How do I find someone now? So this is a whole other topic altogether. Anyways, so I got married, started popping out kids because I've been home. I mean, wife has been home. I've been home with the kids ever since the first one was born, and she's going to be she's 12 now, so it's 13 years already. And so now, and just so you guys know, so since from that time to now, I've been involved in about 5 opportunities, and every opportunity I've always done better than the opportunity before. Okay, so your question is, what motivates you? I think when you start having kids, you see life from a totally different perspective now. Because when it was myself, I could sleep in the car if things didn't go right or whatever the case, and nothing really mattered. I could figure myself. I could go hang out at a buddy's house or whatever it is. But when you have a family, you have a wife, kids, whatever, it's totally different. You can't take those chances, those risks that you used to, because if you lose everything, it's not just you sleeping in the car, right? So I think I've become more picky as to the kind of things I do, and I'm also not taking the chances I used to before, right? So and I'm just talking about, so what I started focusing on now is, when I started making more money, what can I create that would give me more passive income instead of active income? Because money comes, but money goes just as fast as it comes.
Yeah.
Right. So I've made a lot of money, and I made also a lot of mistakes. The first million I first made, I decided I was going to buy a property every month. I met a realtor out west, and he goes, you just need to have $1 million, and then you just need to have 10 properties, $1 million worth of properties, and then over the next 25 years, those properties will be paid off, right? If you're renting it out, someone else will be paying for it. And then let's say you're making $1,000 per property, so 1,000 times 10, it would be $10,000 a month in income coming in. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. Why not? So I set a goal to get each property is $100,000 worth. Again, these are all goal settings. So $25,000 down for the property. That's 25% down, so I could qualify for the 80,000. And So I just started buying $100,000 properties, one a month for 12 months, just trying to buy them in different places. And sounded good, made sense to me. And you know what? One of the worst things to do, because I was just buying properties anywhere that was worth $100,000, not knowing you have to pick the right place for market appreciation, the kind of tenants you're gonna have, how do I service the place, whatever the case is. So that's an example of something that did not work out in trying to get into property rental, all that kind of stuff. Because I had altogether maybe about 14 properties. And from the 14, I think 3 of them made me money. The rest cost me money over the last 7 years. I ended up having to get rid of them at a loss. Okay. So because of that, I'm like, okay, what else can I do? So I started investing in pre-construction condos. And that's the only thing that's become profitable. So make the money, then stack the money away. We do pre-construction. It basically means you're putting money down on condos that will not be built for 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes even 7 years. But by the time it's built, maybe the property you buy is $200,000. For example, right now, you only put it down like $50,000 of that. And then in 4 years from now, that $200,000 property could be worth $400,000. Well, guess what? You only put $50,000. You can now flip it to someone else. You end up taking out 250, so 200,000 profit plus your 50,000 already. Someone else is buying it, because even look at what's happened now in the last 2 years.
Yeah, $200,000 will buy you a shed in the backyard.
Yeah.
Almost buys you the parking lot. So, so I started doing that, and then just staggering. If you stagger that out, if you only get, again, I'm not saying that's what I do or did, whatever case, I'm just letting you know, if you only did one a year, for example, you look in 5 years from now, if 5 years from now, every year a condo is now finished, right? Even if you only profit 100,000 from each condo every year, remember you're flipping it every year. So 5 years every year, 100,000 coming in, right? And
I think the biggest search is always searching for something that will pay you. You do the work once, you get paid on it forever. That's what we're all looking for. And there's great opportunities out there, but I really think the best way to do it is you work on yourself, right? Here's why I say it, because if you work on yourself, something that you have is you have the knowledge and the time to go out there and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. A lot of the times people lack time and they lack wisdom to be able to go out there and make mistakes. I mean, we live in a world today where, we don't live that long, and we only get, so many kicks at the can. Yep. And I think that if you could put yourself in a position where you're surrounded with the right information, and I know even for myself, there's always a soundboard of people that I can reach out to and ask the right questions to make sure that, hey, here's what I'm doing. What are your thoughts? And a lot of people, if I didn't put myself into the right circle, I would have never had that opportunity, right? To be able to ask you to jump on this Zoom, right? We've got a lineup of people that are jumping on these Zooms with us. And that was because of, putting myself out there, Tom putting himself out there and trying to find the right friends, the right mentors. And a lot of people don't have that opportunity. And that's why I like this, because here's a platform that people can listen to people that none of us are perfect. We're all broken and we know that. But this is a platform where people can plug in and learn from different things and take what you want, leave the rest behind. And it's definitely been, an awesome run so far, and I'm excited to continue to see where this takes us. But to wrap this thing up, Dave, do you have any maybe closing thoughts or anything specific that you would like to share?
Yeah, so I'm just going on what you're talking about just now, but working on yourself. What you need to do, and this is what I do almost every night, okay, not every night, for sure every week, is for most people, fortunately, unfortunately, we're always focused on money, because money is what pays their bills, all this other stuff you got to do. I always say, and again, until you make the money, you're always trying to chase that money. Once you make the money, you'll find that there's no limit. You always need to have more. unless you know what to do with what you have right now. And no matter where you're at right now, you actually have enough to start to do something. Okay, is to start looking at systems, start looking at things, ways that your money can start making some more money for you, so that let's say you can't do anything yourself, your money is still working for you. So the game I used to play with myself is I would always say, I just won $10 million. I write down $10 million on a piece of paper. And what I would do is I would start to now write down everything I'll do with that $10 million. Buy parents cars, buy them houses, buy my siblings, pay my this, pay that, blah, blah, blah. When you finish doing everything, you'll find out normally you've only spent maybe $1.8 million. Okay. And I don't care if you buy yourself a house and buy the sports car and all that kind of stuff. You actually will find out you don't need as much as you keep thinking you need. Okay. But because you keep doing that, keep playing with that. Okay, if I had this, so this is my thing. I keep going. If I had $10 million given to me now, what would I do? Would I buy this one? No, I'll do the pre-construction stuff I was just telling you about. I would start investing in some cryptos and stuff as well. You know, there's different things I would do now versus what I thought I would do before. Because before I knew nothing. I just had money coming in. I got to do something with it. Okay, so same thing with you. If you're right now just starting, yes, you want to make $1 million, whatever it is, write down that $1 million. What do you really need? Because I find a lot of times people have no idea. If $1 million came right now, they have no idea what to do with it. And this is why most lottery winners are broke within 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Dave.
No, go.
So I think we can leave it at that. Is that spend less than you earn.
Yeah.
And invest wisely. I mean, what more can we say, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And learn and really start to learn. Like there's a lot of information out there on learning about finances, learning how to take a hold of your finances, stuff like that. I think key things that Paul and Tommy, you guys have programs and stuff to teach people, because once you have your financial foundation in place, the world is your oyster.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
You just need to start. It doesn't cost a lot, like $50, $100, whatever it is. You get into it and just start to work on it. Once you work on here, I'm telling you, the money will come, and then you get to keep some of that money. So
well, you said it really well. You said, you need to find a system to be able to produce a residual income. Really, is that the sum of what we're saying? And that's why I said, if you invest in yourself and you learn, you grow. What that will do is it will allow you to follow a system, because sometimes people have got a great system, they just don't follow it. And I really appreciate your knowledge, your time, your wisdom, and jumping on here with us. And I'm excited really to see, to have you as a friend now, and have been watching what you're doing. I'm always excited to see what you're doing next and what you've got on the go. And I hope that everybody enjoyed this today. And thank you, everybody, for Tom as well, for taking the time and jumping on here. And we'll see you guys all next time on our next Let's Talk. We've already got something planned for next month. We've got a great speaker coming on. I'm going to be putting that out very shortly. Actually, later on today, we'll be posting it. So,
and some other things we've got planned too. We'll post it as well once we're ready. Thanks.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you all. Have a great day. Take care.
Bye, guys.